You've probably spent more time on social media this week than you have speaking with your own parents, your own mother, your own father, your own sister, your own brother, spending more time on social media than speaking with them. You're sat there scrolling through TikTok, looking at half-naked girls instead of talking to your own blood, your own family. You're abandoning them by scrolling endlessly. You spend more time doing that than speaking with them. That hasn't set in for you yet. I'm going to say it one more time. You've spent more time on social media than you have speaking with your own parents.
Check your screen time, alright? I guarantee it's either in the double digits or something close to that. The double digits. You've almost spent a whole entire day in the span of a week using social media. A whole entire day. In 7 days. You're wasting your life, brother. Okay? That whole, amount of time, maybe it isn't a day. Maybe I'm overshooting it a little bit, but still, 10 hours, yeah, for example. 10 hours of wasted time. That's what that is. It's not 10 hours of productive time. It's 10 hours of wasted time. 10 hours away from you reaching your goal. Yeah? Imagine what you could have got done in that time productively. Imagine. And there's no use coping saying, oh, I need a rest. Oh, I need a break. I need to take a minute. Because that 5 minutes that you said you were going to take a break for turns to 50. Turns to 5 hours. Yeah? It's a dirty, dirty and dangerous cycle. I understand breaks are very helpful for remaining productive and present and, improving the quality of the work that you're doing. But you have to be able to trust yourself that you can notice when your time is up. Because if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be taking breaks at all. Build up that discipline, knowing that you can take a break and notice that, okay, it's been 5 minutes, I should get back to work. Because before you know it, you've spent 50 minutes scrolling. And that's 50 minutes gone. 50 minutes you're never going to get back. So be able to trust yourself and know that you can notice when that break has finished. A lot of people don't use social media correctly. Well, most people don't. It's not a lot, it's just a fact. Most people don't. The VPN, he goes on there, he sees TikTok, and he sees half-naked girls, and he just feels ecstatic. And he's there liking her posts, commenting, scrolling, trying to find another one. And before you know it, he's been on there for an hour. Yeah? Maybe even 2. Okay, maybe even 20. Who knows? Alright, we don't want to be VPNs, so we shouldn't associate ourselves with them. TikTok is the worst platform you could consume content on. Creating content on there can actually have a lot of benefits, but consuming, I want to emphasize consuming, is the worst possible platform you can see yourself on. I'm going to show a Joe Rogan clip from his podcast, and it goes over the privacy policy of TikTok, and what you will find in this clip will hopefully enliven you and open your eyes to the content that you're consuming.
This is from TikTok's privacy policy.
All right.
It said, we collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, user region. This is really crazy. User agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purpose, model of your device, the device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types. So all your apps and all your file names, all the things you have filed away on your phone,
Really?
They have access to that. File names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. So they're monitoring your keystrokes, which means they know every fucking thing you type.
Wow.
Battery state, audio settings and connected audio devices where you log in from multiple devices. We will be able to use your profile information to identify your activity across devices. We may also associate you with information collected from devices other than those you use to log into the platform, meaning they can use other computers that you're not even using to log into TikTok. They can suck the data off that. That's what you're agreeing to.
To think that TikTok has access to things like your app and file names, your IP address, your keystrokes on your keyboard. It has access to all these things so it can pinpoint exactly what content to show you to keep you hooked. It's a very, very dangerous app, but it is a very powerful one if you choose to create content on there, because chances are you won't find it difficult to gain a decent following. But you have to be careful not to fall into that consumption loop and to notice when you do. One of the biggest downsides to social media, technology, modern technology, and devices are the effect that they are having on young, impressionable minds. I'm not talking about people around our age, 18 and below. I'm talking about even younger, 12, 11, 10, even going as far down as 9 to, toddlers, 3, 4, 5. They are getting introduced to technology way too early in life, and it's having more of a negative effect to them than it is a positive. Children learn through making mistakes and reflecting on those mistakes. When children make mistakes nowadays, the child with a device will not learn from that mistake. The child with the device will get told of his wrongdoing and go straight back to his device, not reflecting on the mistake they made and not bettering themselves from the mistake they made, but finding a safe haven in the use of technology and staying there. This way, children aren't developing the ability to learn from the mistakes, so that when they don't have that safe haven of technology, they're clueless on what to do. I'm sure if you've watched Hamza's video on TikTok and all of the side effects it has, that you're aware of the main and most dangerous side effect of TikTok in general and all apps which are just scrolling short clips. And that downside is the effect it has on attention span and how it shortens it. Seeing these short clips makes your brain reconstruct itself to think that information should only be taken in short bursts. It can't hold more than 5 seconds of information. If you get to that point, you can revert it, but only through a couple processes. For me personally, meditation has been a huge help to improving my attention span, improving my focus, improving my ability to form sentences properly in conversation, and just overall social skills in general. Meditation has been a very good help for. Reason being is when you meditate, you think of one thing and you focus on that one thing for the entirety of the meditation session. And if your mind wanders, you go straight back from that thing you wandered from to the thing you were supposed to be thinking about. For example, if you were focusing on your breath and you started thinking about something that happened the day before, you noticing that, going straight back to thinking on your breath, that is what meditation is. That's the meditation you should utilize if you're trying to improve your attention span. Now, I understand that one negative may be that you can go on there with the intention to do something active, but you end up getting lost and doing something unproductive, like consuming. You have to train yourself to notice every single thing about yourself. You have to train yourself to notice all of the negative things that you do and to face them as well. Because if you're not facing them, then you become living in a world of lies which you surround yourself by, and that is not the world you want to live in. David Goggins said something recently on Andrew Huberman's podcast, and it really resonated with me. It was something along the lines of every single dime he's earned was worth it, because he can now say every single thing that he does with 100% truth and without lying. He knows that everything he does is truthful, and he can speak to someone and be 100% truthful. Pathological lying is very common amongst a lot of people, because especially at an impressionable age, I mentioned this before, but you want to appear a certain way. And sometimes the only way to do that is to lie and lie and lie. And eventually you create this world for yourself, which is very hard for you to get out of, because sometimes you make promises to people, even. And then the promises are built off of lies, so they weren't valid in the first place. It's very, very hard to get out of this place, but actively using social media is a step in the right direction. Reason being for some of this lying is for people being surrounded by unrealistic expectations. Sometimes bodybuilders on copious amounts of trend, all these gear, they want to look like them, but you have to be a realist alongside being very aspirational. A little recommendation I have for those who do struggle with, excessive use of social media, finding themselves getting distracted, is an app called ScreenZen, which I have on my phone. I'll probably show a video here of the app and its uses. But this app has really, really benefited me, because it actually blocks the app, and you have to go onto the separate app to even unblock them. There's a lot of firewalls between you unblocking the app, but it has substantially helped me, and will definitely help you with your productivity if you're struggling with finding yourself getting distracted, going on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all this stuff. I highly recommend ScreenZen, and it's really helped me with my productivity. Blocking the apps stops you from going on it, stops you from getting distracted. You can also unlock the apps as well if you need to actually do something on social media, but it definitely helps with blocking from content consumption. Now I'm going to end off this video with a little section on purpose and how to utilize it to decrease your amount of social media usage if you are struggling with that. You have to occupy yourself a lot. Even if you don't feel like you have a mission to complete, stay with purpose. Meaninglessness is a dangerous position to be in. It could lead you down very bad avenues. It could lead you down to social media, even further than that. A lot of degenerate acts come from meaninglessness. It usually isn't from addiction. Obviously, if you start off and then keep going, then maybe addiction will be a bigger factor, but the initial factor is usually meaninglessness. So stay with purpose. Find things to do. If you like going to the gym, keep doing that. Keep up with these habits, and you will definitely find yourself going on social media less for consumption reasons, and you'll find yourself creating more. But find real dopamine, yeah? Social media is artificial. Every single thing is artificial. You can find real dopamine in a plethora of healthy alternatives. Going to the gym for one, reading, I like cold showers, going for runs, bro. Every single healthy form of dopamine is a much better alternative to content consumption on social media. But that is about all for today. And if you do have any questions, queries, comments, leave them in the comments, and I will be responding to them if you have any questions. Really do, that final point, I want to reiterate, stay with purpose. Meaninglessness is a dangerous place to be. So stay with purpose, occupy yourself, and you will succeed. Alright? Okay, strive for greatness, and don't be a vape puffing nerd.